Okay, today we're starting a new chapter, chapter 4, and section 1 in chapter 4 is on the coordinate plane. So what I want you to do right now is pause the video, copy this down in your journal, and label as many parts of the coordinate plane as you can remember. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it because these guys in class already did. So, what is the center of our coordinate plane called? O, it starts with an O.
Oh, the O-axis. Oh, no. Origin. Oh, wait. No.
The origin. Origin. And the coordinates for the origin are 0, 0. Okay, so in that middle of the coordinate plane is where the zeros meet. The 0 of the x-axis and the 0 of the y-axis. And I did see some of you label x and y, which is amazing, but check this because some of you labeled them wrong. So x-axis is the one that goes horizontal, and the y-axis is the one that is vertical. Now, when I have a number line, just a normal number line, which direction do my positive numbers go? Right or left?
Right.
Right. So, we're going to label our positive numbers going to the right. And I want you to be very careful, especially if you have graph paper. You need to use one line for each number. Don't skip lines. Don't start right at the axis. You got to give a space. One space or one square for each number. And so if the positive numbers are to the right, what goes to the left? Negative numbers. So let's label some negative numbers on the x-axis. Check your numbers. Make sure you numbered correctly. Awesome. Okay, and so now if we're thinking about the y-axis, the vertical axis, which direction do positive numbers go?
Down. Up.
Which? What?
Up.
Up is correct. So we're going to go up for positive, which means what's down? Negative is down. Good. And for the purposes of just reviewing, I usually just number to 5 because I think that's enough to get the idea of what direction the numbers are going in. Okay? So the next thing we're going to label is our quadrants. So where is quadrant 1 on this coordinate plane?
The left top.
The which one?
Top left.
Top
Right.
right. The top right is going to be quadrant 1. And then we're going to work which direction?
Yeah.
No, you were right. We're going to work counterclockwise for the rest of the quadrants, which is kind of weird, but that's just the way the quadrants go. So that's quadrant 2. Down here would be quadrant 3. And this one will be quadrant 4. And they do use Roman numerals for the quadrants.
I remember that.
Good. Now remember, when we have the coordinates, a coordinate is just a set of values inside some parentheses. The first number is always going to be the x value, and the second is going to be the y value. And in each quadrant now, we're going to label whether the x is positive or negative and the y is positive or negative. Do you remember this? So in the quadrant 1, the x is positive and the y is positive. So give me a thumbs up if you remember doing something like that. Yay. I have some thumbs. That's awesome. Okay, so in quadrant 2, if we move left, my x is negative, but moving up, my y is positive. In quadrant 3, they're both what? Negative. Yay. And in quadrant 4?
Positive and negative?
Yes, a positive and a negative. Awesome. So going back to when we get a coordinate or an ordered pair. We are going to move left and right for the x value because the x-axis is right here and it's horizontal. It goes left and right. And then we're going to move up and down for the y value because the y-axis is this one and it goes up and down. Okay, so for x, if I am moving to the right, my numbers are going to be positive. If my x moves to the left, it's because I have a negative x value. Okay, copy this down. And for y, if I move up, is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Go with your gut. It's positive. And if I move down, it's going to be negative number. Okay? So this is just like a little reminder to help you remember which way to move for your x and y values. So we're plotting some points in a new coordinate plane now. And I need you to plot these points along with us so that we can do some activities with the points. So the first one you're going to plot is over 4 and up 4, and you're going to call it G. So we plotted another point. We went left 1 and up 1, which is F, and we went left 4 and down 2, which is called H. So put those on there. And the last one we're going to go left 2 and down 5. Left 2 and down 5, and we're going to call this one E. So for these first 4 problems, it gives us the letter and it tells us to write the ordered pair for each letter. So if I need to write the ordered pair for letter E, what will I write? Okay, so Ethan helped us with this one. He said we're going to go -2, -5 to get to letter E, which is correct. So that's what we're writing next to letter E. How about F? What's our ordered pair for F? Kayla? Good. -1, +1. Because we went over 1, which is negative, and then up 1, which is positive. How about G? +4, I'll give you. What's the second one?
-4.
+4 because we went up. This is good. You're not Jesus, so you're good. You're doing great. Okay, so positive because we're in quadrant 1. Everything's positive in quadrant 1. I know, the quadrants are weird, but
No, it's not even bad.
you just gotta learn the facts. Go with the facts, Jack. Okay, how about H? What's the coordinates for H? We went -4 and down 2, so -2. Good. So for the next 4 problems, they're giving us a letter and an ordered pair, and they want us to plot it on the coordinate plane. So we're just going to use the same coordinate plane, and we're going to plot these points. Remember, the x, the first number, tells you to go right or left, and the second number tells you to go up or down. Always move right or left first, up or down second. So if I'm plotting +2, +5, I'm going to go to the right 2 because it's positive, and up 5 because it's positive. Now when you plot a point, you have to put something next to the point. What should you put next to it? A letter. What letter should we put?
R.
J. Why should we put J? Because they told us to put J. Look right here. They said this ordered pair is called J. So we're going to use J. You can also just write the ordered pair next to it if you don't want to write the letter. Okay, so try plotting some of these on your own and then come back and see if you got them right. Here's our last 3 points. Make sure you plotted them exactly like I did. And we had a little discussion about point L. we said that point L is actually not in any quadrant. It is on the y-axis. So if it asks you what quadrant L is in, you're going to say none, y-axis. Okay? Same thing if we had a point on the x-axis. It's not in a quadrant, you would just say it's on the x-axis. And real quick for the IXL today, just to make sure you know what to do, it says up here, what are the coordinates of z? So I'm going to look at point z, and I see that it's -1, -1. And that's all you're doing. Look at the point it's asking you for and write the coordinates for it. So this one is -5 and 0. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.